Learn to overcome social anxiety? If you haven't tried this, you should. Despite what you might think, my sister and I have always been pretty shy people, but I read that exposing yourself to embarrassing situations could help you get over it. So as this series goes on, we're going to be putting ourselves through more and more embarrassing things. Starting off easy, we just wore pajamas in public.
I just got the worst stare.
Then attempted to ask for a discount in a way we knew no one else would, but it gets better.
Would I be able to get a discount? I love the things with this. That's okay.
Then it was my turn before the next one.
Could I get a discount? Just like, I don't know, like 5 or 10% off? No worries.
And this was the best part. The challenge was to go into a mall and lie down on the floor for 2 minutes. And you can't tell anyone there what the real challenge is. This was so much scarier than I thought it was going to be. People would come up and ask what was wrong, but we just had to say we were relaxing. I could literally hear my...
Can I have a $4,000 loan? Before we lend you the money, we're gonna need some kind of security. No problem, here are the keys to my car. It's a green Lamborghini. You'll see it in the back of the parking lot. I'm here to pay off my loan. Okay, there will be an $11 fee for taking out the loan. Okay, no worries. We're happy to do business with you, but if you don't mind me asking, after you left, we looked into you and found out that you're a millionaire. Why do you need a $4,000 loan? Well, it's quite simple. Where else can I find parking for 3 weeks in New York for $11? Can I have a
Make a song only using your voice? This actually turned out way better than I thought. I wanted to make it sound as close to a real song as possible, but I needed every sound that you hear to come from my mouth. At first I thought I'd just make a couple layers, but I quickly got carried away adding dozens by the end of it. And I wanted to take it a step further, adding things like drums, but making it sound as real as possible. And then it came time for the most important part, where I had to edit it and spend hours to make it sound as best as I possibly could. You've probably heard the original, but when I listened to this version, it actually sounded better than I thought. Part 2's already up. Make a song.
I was at Staples, because I needed some staples so I could staple a staple into my staple box, so staples wouldn't fall out anymore. But Staples was sold out of all the staples, and I asked the Staples employee named April if they had any more staples, and she said that I could order some more staples from Naples. But this Staples had no staples, so I was gonna leave with no staples, but my phone was dying, so I needed a cable. So I walked past April and went to the cables, but the cables were too much, so I just bought a bagel. And now I'm at home at my table with my bagels and no staples or cables, because April from Staples wanted me to choke, and as I bit my bagel, it had mold, and the bagel was fatal, and I fell off the table, and my last thoughts were of my lover named Mabel when we would sit by the stables and pour Mabel all over our bagels. And as I took my last breath on the floor, I saw a staple.
哦吼！幸好我会画画，不然就挨揍了。妈，给锅铲用一下。哦吼，不如用头发做支笔吧。 擀面杖用一下。宝贝儿，借一下娃娃。
Eating with Dozer, Part 2. Here's a pretzel, Doze. Are you saving it for...
Alright, Sango, do you want the apple or the $100?
Apple.
Alright, Sango, why didn't you take the $100?
Even if I picked the $100, you wouldn't have given it to me.
Alright, Sango, if you pick the $100, you get to keep it.
Alright, I'll take the $100 because it tastes better.
Sango, but why? Alright, Sango, do you want...
What's the problem, officer? You were going at least 75 in a 50 zone. No, sir, I was going 65. Harry, you were going 80. I'm also gonna give you a ticket for your broken taillight. A broken taillight? I didn't know about that. Harry, you've known about that taillight for weeks. I'm also gonna give you a citation for not wearing your seatbelt. Oh, I just took it off when you were walking up to the car. Harry, you never wear your seatbelt. Shut your mouth! Ma'am, does your husband always talk to you this way? No, only when he's drunk.
Learn to overcome spice? A while ago I bought one of the hottest sauces in the world, and I used it to make some of the hottest chips I've ever tasted. And my goal was to eat them every single day and see if I could actually build up a spice tolerance. And if you hate spicy food, this might surprise you, because while the very first time I tried it, it was horrible, it actually got better pretty quickly. Eventually I started putting the hot sauce directly on.
You ever wonder how fast you go when you put on Soul Speed 1000 netherite boots? Well, this is me walking on soul sand normally, and this is how fast we go when we put the boots on. You ever wonder how
Today I walked to Starbucks to get the brand new Ariana Grande drink. Because the Travis Scott meals suck fat butthole. So I'm curious to see what Ariana drinks. I finally got there, and when I ordered, I said, I'd like the Grande, please. And they were like, the Grande what? And I said, the Grande. And they were like, the Grande what? And then I said, the Ariana Grande. And then they said, okay, that'll be $69.69. And I was shocked at how expensive it was, but I paid. And they brought my drink out, and I waited until I was home to drink it. And when I was finally ready, I uncovered my eyes to look at it, and it was just a Grande cup with a bug in it. And I screamed out of horror, and I grabbed the cup, and I ran to the street to dispose of it, and I winded up my throat, and I watched as it flew through the air, and then came crashing down, and I watched as the Ariana Grande drink bled across the pavement with a bug's life flashing before its eyes. So overall, I would rate the Ariana Grande drink at Starbucks a 3 out of 10. I accidentally swallowed the bug, and it started feasting on my internal organs.
Do something you've always been afraid to try. This is just an experiment. I'm doing this safely, but still don't try this. What I'm about to make probably would have killed me a few months ago, but I know for a fact it will not right now. Let me explain. I have a severe nut allergy, and I've always been told I'd never overcome it. But a few weeks ago, I decided to put that to the test. So I came up with a plan. Since I was deathly allergic, I started rubbing nuts on my—
How gym teachers think we act at home.
I ain't gonna cry too long. I'm back on my drip. Drip my drip.